shadows where the stories rise. Gangsta's paradise where truth never lies. Tune in deep, feel the drama unfold. Real life tales, bold and untold. In the shadows where the stories rise. Gangsta's paradise where truth never lies. Tune in deep, feel the drama unfold. Real life tales.
What up, though, fam? I'm back with another episode of Gangsta's Paradise. If you're new here, smash that subscribe and like button. A big salute to Paulie Dibs 9028. Welcome back to the GP community. Yes, I'm back and I'm not going anywhere. I've revamped the channel with some fresh upgrades, so you know I'm here to keep delivering that top-notch content. I'm always on the lookout for the best stories to share, and trust me, I got some heat coming your way. Keep your eyes peeled for the requested Bumpy Johnson documentary. It's dropping soon. And don't forget to swing by the Plug-In Global Store, where you can snag a What Up Doe t-shirt. This iconic greeting, popularized by the BMF series, it's like a badge of honor. And now it's a stylish tee featuring a bold black square designed with eye-catching white and red lettering. You can rock it with your favorite jeans or shorts for that laid-back vibe, whether you're chilling at home or hitting the streets. Now, to my former street hustlers, y'all are going to want to pay attention to this story. Let's dive into the main discussion, the new war on drugs. I've been catching wind of some major drug busts recently. Nothing new in the game, but the scale of these operations is getting wild. I've been posting shorts about these busts, and a couple of people left comments leaving political perspectives. Now let me drop a disclaimer. This is not a political channel. But let's face it, politics sometimes come knocking at the door, especially when it intersects with the streets. So what's the deal? We got to talk about Trump's tariffs and how they might just be shaking up the drug trade. With all of these notifications about these significant busts, could this be a sign that illegal drug prices might rise? What does this mean for the cartels that are already juggling the chaos of the streets? Trump has been vocal about targeting drug trafficking. He's had his sights set on the source and has hinted repeatedly during his campaign that he knows where it all starts. This isn't just about law enforcement flexing their muscles. It's about how this new approach reshapes the landscape of drug prices and availability. If busts are escalating, it could create a ripple effect. Cartels are notorious for adapting. They're either finding alternative routes or methods, which could lead to an increase in prices. Supply and demand, folks, is the same rules that applies everywhere. So what do y'all think? Is this the start of a new chapter in the war on drugs, or just another page turning that doesn't change much? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I'm curious to hear what the community thinks. There go one of those stories out there in the world where these big drug busts are happening, and I did get this as a notification. I checked out the story, and let's check out a few of these stories that's happening around the world.
The NCA says it is the UK's biggest ever drugs investigation. The gang smuggled around 50 tonnes of heroin, cocaine and cannabis into the country, which was distributed from southeast England to Scotland.
But he led a double life. On the surface, a family man living the quiet suburban life in Cheshire. In fact, he was running the biggest drug trafficking gang ever detected in the UK.
How do you smuggle £7 billion worth of drugs into one of the most monitored countries on earth without raising...
This is what it looks like when the United States whole-of-government approach brings every resource to bear. From the Department of Defense and the United States Coast Guard, from HSI, from FBI, from DEA, and so many others. They are going to get all the drugs off the streets, off the markets, and as Attorney General Bondi said, we are going to lock them up. They are no longer going to be free to roam. We are going to dismantle the next man up theory that has been breeding in these Mexican cartels for generations. No more.
That's a couple of stories just like this one right here where it reads, and this came out of Miami, the crew of U.S. Coast Guard cutter Stone offloaded approximately
45,600 pounds of illicit narcotics worth more than $517 million at Port Everglades. And this was a few days ago, March 20th, 2025. This was recent. Even if you go back to the story where we just saw the news clip, go to that story right here. The Coast Guard said the operation took 11 days for the crew of the United States Coast Guard Cutter James. Cutter putting in a lot of work out there. And finding drug traffickers in their patrol area is like finding a needle in a haystack. That's the Attorney General right there. The new war on drugs. And this stuff like this can make the prices spike. Let's check out a couple of more stories. Like they're having these major busts, it seems like, around the world.
What if I told you South Korea just made its biggest drug bust ever? Keep watching. On April 2nd, South Korean authorities made a record-breaking seizure, 2,000 kilograms of cocaine, hidden on a Norwegian-flagged vessel. With an estimated street value of $679 million, this is the largest drug bust by weight in South Korea's history. The ship, which traveled from Mexico and made stops in Ecuador, Panama, and China, was raided in Busan's port. A joint task force of 90 officers and 2 drug-sniffing dogs discovered the cocaine in a concealed compartment behind the engine room. The operation was launched based on U.S. intelligence, with cooperation from the FBI and Homeland Security. The Filipino crew remains on.
Good evening. It's the largest cocaine seizure in the history of the Toronto Police Service. 835 kilograms of cocaine with an estimated street value of $83 million.
And investigators say it has links to a violent Mexican drug cartel. Tonight, 6 people, including 2 Mexican nationals, are facing charges.
It's an intricate web of information sharing among agencies and countries, especially in an era where extradition agreements loom large. I remember my beginnings in this gritty gang, working under a woman who worked for Demetrius Holloway. No, she was not a ranking member in his organization, but they had a relationship. She moved a lot of mixed jive for him. Yes, shouts out to all the fierce female bosses out there. Their influence shaped my perspective, and I'm committed to bringing more diverse voices to our discussions, especially female guests. Stay tuned for our upcoming Boss Lady design, dropping this summer at the Plug-In Global Store. Exciting times are ahead. In my earlier days, I dabbled with a watered-down based version of heroin, known as mixed jive, before I shifted gears into cocaine. Let me tell you, the business was lucrative. Many young men were drawn into this dangerous lifestyle, like moths to a flame. Yet everything changed when the tragedy of 911 struck. The aftermath left the landscape of drug distribution altered forever, making it increasingly challenging to move product. Law enforcement heightened their presence, and any disruption, be it political shifts or police crackdowns, sent ripples through the market, causing prices to soar unpredictably. Just last week, I had a run-in with state troopers while driving through Arkansas. Ironically, earlier this year, a cop informed me that they were pulling over drivers in search of illegal immigrants. The police presence is palpable out there. Sheriffs and state troopers on high alert. It begs the question, is Trump's approach to tariffs impacting these foreign governments and the flow of illegal drugs? During his campaign, he hinted at a crackdown, and big drug busts inherently suggest that prices will likely rise and supply fluctuates. When I was in the game, droughts were the primary concern. Now things are different. Sure, we still see shifts in availability, but the complexity of the market makes those old patterns less reliable. Today, politics bleed into the hustle. We're looking at billions in the black market now, across stocks, crypto, and beyond. It's big business, and everyone from cartels to corporate entities know how to play that game. The crack cocaine epidemic hit urban cities like a bomb during Reagan's presidency, with Bush following suit. Each administration played a role, and escalating the flow of illicit substances. It's fascinating, yet tragic, how the focus has now shifted to Mexico, which has effectively taken over the trade from Colombian cartels. These regions have navigated their own set of challenges, influenced by not just the drugs themselves, but the political landscape that surrounds them. So let's keep the conversation alive. We're diving deep into these narratives, not just to understand the game, but to shed light on the larger forces at play. Whether you're a long-time listener or new to the GP community, your presence here matters. Let's unravel these stories together, one thread at a time. Y'all stay blessed out there, fam.